Try it yourself, dynamically rearranging page elements. In this Try It Yourself exercise, we'll use jQuery and JavaScript to move, resize, and rearrange images on a web page. Our solution files are located in the Code Listings archive in the Hour 10 folder. Here the file name is Hour1003. The HTML in the source file should be very familiar to you by now. The file contains several span elements that will be styled as buttons, and 3 images that will be rearranged as the user clicks the buttons. So to that point, why don't we take a look at the file as rendered in a browser. We can do some pretty cool things with these buttons. Notice that we can move the topmost image to the left or to the right. By repeatedly clicking bigger and smaller, we can adjust the size. We can stack them all together, flip their order, and ultimately tile them in different ways. In the file hour1003.css, this code styles those buttons and puts a frame around the images. In hour1003.js, we have in the first couple lines global definitions that will be used later to keep track of the starting coordinates of those images when you're tiling and stacking them, as well as the current image with the top z index and max image index. Starting in line 3, we have the ready function. In lines 3 and 4, we set the current top index and the max index to the number of files -1 to make it zero-based. We then, in lines 6 through 12, add click handlers to each of those buttons. On line 15, we have a handler named resize that accepts a direction and uses the value to either enlarge or shrink the image by adjusting the width using the width method. Notice that the top index variable is used to determine which image to adjust. In line 20, we have the move handler that adjusts the offset of the image to the left or right based on the direction argument. Also, start X and start Y are adjusted to the new position. Moving down the file, in line 29, we have the stack function that iterates through all the photo elements and stacks them by adjusting the top and left offset values on each iteration. In line 37, the tile function also iterates through the photo elements and places them next to each other, rotating to the next line if the current set is surpassed 400 pixels. In line 51, the flip function adjusts the z-index so that when images overlap each other, you can change which one is on top.